Happy Wednesday, third graders. Over the past couple of days, hopefully you've heard Brave Irene twice. Yesterday, you could have listened to it from Mr. Al Gore, or you might have read it yourself, and then on Monday, I read it to you. So today we're going to be just looking at a couple of lines from Brave Irene, and I want you to just to remember what was happening when you heard each of these lines. So here's the first one. Irene put on her fleece-lined boots, her red hat and muffler, her heavy coat, and her mittens. And obviously, that was at the beginning of the story when she was getting dressed to run that errand for her mom to take that dress over to the Duchess that lived at the palace. The second excerpt that we're going to, or second part that we're going to listen to was on page 12, and it's, she pounced and took hold, but the ill-tempered wind ripped the box open. And obviously that was in the middle of the story when the wind was really giving her a hard time, and it kind of ripped the box open, and remember the dress got out. And then towards the end of the story, this is what happened. Page 24. She was welcomed by cheering servants and a delirious Duchess. Delirious means kind of like super happy to see her. So that was at the end when we found out that she did make it back to the palace. So I just want to remind you that sometimes an author, like William Steig, the author of this, tells us a lot about a character very directly, but sometimes readers have to use clues in the story, such as what the character says or does, to make inferences about the character. And remember, we studied that a lot last month. So we're just revisiting it again today. And I'm going to have you look at two little excerpts or parts from Brave Irene. And we're going to use clues in those excerpts to make inferences about Irene's personality, or what she's like on the inside. So, and then after we practice that, you're going to get to go read your own books for maybe even as much as 30 minutes and practice in your own books looking for, or trying to figure out, I should say, because it's almost like being a puzzle when you're doing inferring. You're going to get to do that in your own books. So we're going to go. All right, before we look at those excerpts, let's go ahead and review inferences. And I found a couple things to help you remember that in order to make an inference, you have to take what you read and add to it what I know already, or your background knowledge, and that's what makes an inference. That's this one down here in the corner. I kind of like this one down here. And then the puzzle piece in the middle, kind of the same thing. What I know connected to what the text says, that's how you make an inference. And that big one there with the purple and everything, I think that one really kind of sums it up for you, and it gives us an example. It says you use the clues in the text to discover what is not directly stated. So here's what it says in the text of the example. Anna collected shells, then she went for a swim in the cool, salty water. The inference is that Anna is in the ocean, or is at the ocean. So we're going to be making inferences about a character's personality, but there's lots of different kinds of inferences you can make. So let's practice making an inference about Irene. And here's the two excerpts. We'll look at the first one. Cold snow sifted into her boots and chilled her feet. She pushed out her lip and hurried on. This was an important errand. Now that first excerpt tells us some things about Irene. I think it tells us she's brave to go out in that snowstorm and keep being out there. She knew that it was important to help her mom, so she takes responsibility. And also, she doesn't give up easy, because the clues were there was snow in her boots, making her feet cold. And so that tells us that she pushed out her lip and hurried on. She just doesn't give up easy, does she? So that's what that first little excerpt teaches us about Irene, kind of on the inside, or about her personality. Now the second one I'm going to have you think about. She laid the box down and climbed aboard, but it pressed into the snow and stuck. She tried again, and this time, instead of climbing on, she leaped. The box shot forward like a sled. So you could say something like, she is what, or she. And I'm going to let you think about that for a second. Perhaps you thought that Irene is creative. She is creative. And the clue is that she turned the box into a sled. That means she was really thinking creatively like that. Maybe that also, same thing, shows that she's smart, because she figured out a way to use the box for something other than a box. Maybe that also shows us that she was smart enough to know that the box would slide down the hill. So you kind of get the idea. So when you are doing your own reading in your own books, this is what I would like you to do today. I want you to think about the main characters in your stories, and I want you to be thinking about what you can infer about those characters from the clues in the text. You're going to be kind of like a detective today. Maybe there's something your character does that would be an action, and you might be thinking about, why did the character do that? What might the character do next? And then you could answer that thought by saying, I think the character does this because, or maybe you just don't know. Maybe it could be something your character says. That would be the dialogue. Why did the character say that? What is the character thinking? Try to visualize the character's expression and maybe how they're moving their hands, their gestures. What are you thinking about the character as you listen to them talk? Maybe the author let you know they were yelling. So also another thing to think about is what the character is thinking about. And some authors give you clues about their inner thoughts. Like, why didn't they say that out loud? Why were they just thinking it? So you'd say the text says, or my words that I'm reading say the character thinks this, so I think. You get clues from that kind of thing. So just pay attention to the thoughts, the feelings, the actions, and the different relationships that your characters make, because that will help you understand them better, which will make you enjoy your books more. So I hope you enjoyed this little mini lesson about making inferences, and I hope you are able to go do that in your own books now. I've left you a timer back at the lesson below here for 30 minutes. There is no assignment today other than enjoying your book and listening to me talk to you about making inferences. All right, I'll see you soon.